잘 되었지.
I know someone.
Yeah, go check.
그 对的，你的手。 저기요, 다야 너 빨리 가. 다야 너 빨리.
왜? 그거 있어.
Korean around Michelin. Michelin some stuff they learn how to cook make the cooking in France they customer more economy. This is very practical.